Welcome to the Million Pound Mission Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Shively, the PhD, the previously heavy dude, and I'm on a 1 million pound mission. Now, I've personally lost over 100 pounds, and I've applied what I've learned from my own transformation journey to help my hometown clients lose over 35,000 pounds in just 5 years. Now I'm on a mission to produce over 1 million pounds of results by delivering my best weekly tips, motivation, inspirational stories, and transformation strategies so that you can gain clarity about what you need to do to reach your goals and give you the confidence to take action. And the perfect time to start taking action is right now. So let's do this. Hey everybody, before we dive into this episode, I want to say thanks to our sponsor, Four Sigmatic. I have been taking the Four Sigmatic products for quite a while now. I really enjoy them. I know what you're thinking, mushroom coffee, mushroom elixir. I don't like mushrooms. It doesn't taste like mushrooms. It tastes like straight up deliciousness. So I want you to check them out at foursigmatic.com, FOURSIGMATIC.com, foursigmatic.com. Use the promo code MPM, like Million Pound Mission, and that will get you 15% off. Make sure you check out the reishi. That's what I use to calm down right before I go to bed, and it is awesome. Also, before we dive in, I just want to give you guys a quick heads up. I'm doing something new, and you're going to love it. We're launching our first ever Million Pound Mission online boot camp starting in July. So I'm going to give you some more info after the show, so make sure that you check that out, or just go to millionpoundmission.com. Make sure that you get on the wait list so you are first to know, first dibs at getting a roster spot for the Million Pound Mission Bootcamp. All right, on to the episode. Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the Million Pound Mission Podcast. It is your buddy Adam, the PhD, the previously heavy dude. How's it going out there in podcast land? This is episode number 143. Focus on the fundamentals that always work. All right, before we jump into that, I just want to say thank you to you guys. I've been getting a bunch of really awesome reviews on iTunes, and that is so helpful to me. iTunes is actually stepping up and making it a little bit easier to leave reviews. But I love the feedback, but it also helps with our podcast rankings, which I know probably isn't a big deal to you guys, but it is a big deal to me because as we jump in the rankings, it helps us get more exposure, more eyeballs on the show, more iPhone earbuds in the ears of people listening to the Million Pound Mission Podcast. So if you get a second after the show, if you're listening on your phone, there'll be an option where you can leave a review. That would be awesome and much appreciated. So as always, this episode is really been inspired by client conversations. And lately, what I've been noticing is that sometimes people, they have some success, and that's good, but then they get away from the successful habits that brought them that success, right? So way back, probably almost 100 episodes ago, I interviewed an awesome woman named Shannon Waller, and she had a quote in there where she says people kind of get in the mindset of, well, that was working so well, I think I'll decide to stop doing it altogether. And we do this all the time. We do it all the time. We get into these really successful habits. We're very motivated. We're seeing results. And then for one reason or another, we stop doing those things. We ditch those processes. We get rid of the habits. We stop spending so much time and focus and energy on the things that are actually producing, which is just like, it's human nature, but it just kind of boggles the mind when you sit back and step outside the situation and think about it. So, for example, this happens all the time with my 8-week bootcamp system, where that's kind of when I talk about the transformation light switch syndrome, where in bootcamp's on, that light switch is on, and they are logging their meals, they are meal prepping, they are getting in the gym and working out, they are accountable to their coach, they are accountable to their community, they have a positive attitude, they're filling out battle plan workbooks, they're reporting on that, they're interacting with me, they're showing up on a regular basis in all sorts of ways with their nutrition, their fitness, their strategic thinking. And then the boot camp ends, the 8 weeks is done, day 56 happens, day 57, light switch off, and they just let it all go. And not everybody does this, but I see a lot of people do this. And I know some of you out there listening are raising your hand and going, yeah, I've done that. I've been there, done that a little bit. So let's solve this. Let's just think about this. Obviously this is a big issue that, we've talked about before a little bit, but let's just dedicate some time with this episode to think through this and why in the hell are we doing this? So I want you to kind of revisit your prime. So the pinnacle of your health, your fitness, when you felt like things were going the best, you felt great about your health, you felt very confident in what was going on with your body, your workouts, your nutrition. You had really good mojo, as I like to refer it to. So when was your mojo the strongest? When was it the best? When things kind of felt easy, right? Think about that time. Put yourself back in that time. Maybe it's now. Maybe you're in that zone now. Even better, let's avoid that backslide. Let's solidify the situation and really realize and think about what is the key, the fundamentals that are producing for us right now. But a lot of you I know will be like thinking about time in the past, like, oh yeah, at one point in time I was down 80 pounds, but now I've kind of gained most of it back. So let's revisit that pinnacle, all right? And we're not going to beat ourselves up about it. I want to pick it apart. I want to analyze it and then use that for growth moving forward, because our best plans and our best strategies are already there. We have access to them. We just have to access them, right? And then put them into action. So put yourself back in that moment when you're at your best and just kind of think about that for a second. And I want to apply my amazing results formula, the 4 things, right? So the first question is, what nutrition plan were you doing? What was your nutrition strategy? What was your eating style? What were your eating habits? What was your food prep and what were your food prep habits like? What was your grocery shopping schedule? What, all encompassing with nutrition, what did that look like for you? And just take a second and think through that. And then ask yourself, why the hell am I not doing that anymore? All right. Like, we have to honestly kind of smack ourselves in the head a little bit and go, okay, this worked. What happened? First of all, what shifted us out of that mode? Usually it's just one of those life happens moments from, the kids went from being out of school to in school, or kids went from being in school to out of school, or you got sick, or you got injured, or a work schedule changed, or you lost your workout partner. The littlest thing can throw us out of whack, and we start ditching our healthy habits. So what caused you to fall out of line? And then start thinking about, okay, what's one of the habits? Let's plug that in. What's my habit that I'm going to pluck from that learning experience, from thinking through that? Maybe it's your meal prep strategy. Like, I'm going to start doing that today, or I'm going to start doing that within the next 24 hours because that worked. Don't think I got to go back to all of that, because that's going to be overwhelming for a lot of you. But I would sit down and make a list. If I had more time, I would have created a worksheet for this. Maybe I'll do that in the future. Maybe I'll get that done before this episode goes live. If it does, I'll put a link in the show notes, but it may not happen. But otherwise, I want you to sit down, if you keep a journal, or just on your laptop or in an Evernote file. I want you to think through this and brainstorm a little bit. So I want you to write down nutrition and then go through all of those thinking points. What plan was I on? Was I on keto? Was I doing paleo? Was I doing Weight Watchers? Was I just doing clean eating? Was I low carb? Was I high carb? I don't care, because we know that this was a recipe for results, right? That's what we're creating. So what was the meal plan like? What was your eating schedule like? What were your eating habits? How are you being mindful about what you were eating? Were you using a cheat day, cheat meal, cheat bank strategy like I like to teach? Were you doing meal prep days? What was your grocery schedule like? Make notes about all those things, and then pluck one of those habits and implement it within the next 24 hours and start building momentum. And then maybe next week you pluck another one, implement it. And the next week, pluck another one out, implement that. We rebuild this success recipe. All right, so that's nutrition. Same thing for fitness. What were you doing with your fitness, with your workouts, with your workout routine? Were you doing a nice blend of strength training and body weight training and cardio? Were you getting out and running a certain amount of mileage every day? It's going to be different for everybody. There is no one right answer. That's what people really screw up in fitness, is they think, oh, this guru says you have to do this, and that's the only way that it works. I don't feel like that's true. Not at all. It's the transformation toolbox. Use the right tool that works for you and the job that you have to do, and we keep using that tool. The key is, don't put that tool back in the toolbox, right? It does us no good there. So think about your fitness. What type of workouts were you doing? When were you working out? Who were you working out with? All right. Who was your coach? What system? What were you using certain DVDs or online programs? Were you going to a gym? Were you doing a boot camp? When were you at your best? And then ask the magic question, Why the hell am I not doing that anymore? All right. And analyze what threw you out of whack, and then pluck one habit, just one. You got to trust me on this, guys. Don't try to do it all. It's going to overwhelm you, especially if your momentum has been a little extra negative. All right. So pluck one of those habits and implement it in the next 24 hours. So maybe it was you were going to a certain gym and you love the vibe there and you quit going. Just put in a phone call. Ask them what the membership is, or how you get back involved, or reconnect with a personal trainer, or reconnect with a group that you're playing basketball with at lunch, at work, or whatever. All right? So one step, pluck it out, and re-implement. You start building that recipe for success. Third component of the Amazing Results formula is strategic thinking. Thinking strategically about your transformation. If there are any business owners and entrepreneurs out there, you have to operate and think about your body like a business. You can't just put the blindfold on and hope that things go well. You have to analyze and say, okay, what could throw us off? What could put us out of business, so to speak? And we fix those things. We have a preemptive plan, a preemptive strike ready to go when things start to go south. So strategic thinking, what were you doing along those lines when you were at your best? Let's talk, accountability is a big part of strategic thinking. All right. So who were you accountable to? Did you have a coach? Did you have a group of friends that you worked out with? Did you have a training partner? Maybe you're just accountable to somebody online coach, whatever. Who was holding you accountable, and how were you held accountable? And then what were the processes for analyzing your danger zones? One of the cornerstone habits that I hammer into my clients, if somebody's paying me, even people that don't pay me, they email me, I'm like, fill out this workbook every 28 days. It's my 28-day transformation battle plan workbook. You can download it for free. It is my number one tool. I keep adding to it. I'm on version 3.0. So if you haven't downloaded it in a while, I would actually re-download it. Just go on the website, millionpoundmission.com. It's on there. There's only like 4 or 5 things on there. If you just scroll from top to bottom, it will be somewhere on there in a big banner where you can download it for free. It's free. So just find it on there. I move it around. I'm always kind of tinkering with the website, so I don't want to be like, it's at the top of the page, because it may very well not be there. But it will be on the homepage somewhere where you can download the Transformation Battle Plan Workbook. Every 28 days, fill that out. I have so many clients. My God, this is one of the most frustrating things. And I don't get frustrated or mad or disappointed with my client. I just get frustrated at the situation because I know that this tool works and I know it will impact them, but they just quit doing it. So, they kind of fade out for a while. I'll check in. I'll be like, hey, send me your workbook. Cricket. So, and they're like, well, it's been a while since I did that. So again, we ask the question, why in the hell did I stop doing this? It's worked before. That workbook takes 15 to 20 minutes per week. And you invest that in yourself, and it sets you up to succeed. You're looking ahead and strategizing. You're strategically thinking about your body and your transformation game plan, analyzing your danger zones, setting up your nutrition, your fitness game plan for the week, tracking your habits, tracking your goals and your action steps towards your goals. And it works. It works. So keep working that workbook. So how have you in the past, when you've been at your best, thought strategically about your transformation and pluck one habit? I hope it's the workbook, by the way. That's my vote. Pluck one habit, probably the workbook, and I want you to implement it in the next 24 hours. All right, those are the first 3 components of the Amazing Results formula. The 4th component is just doing the first 3 consistently over time. All right, so I just want you to focus 1 week at a time. So you have habit 1 that you pluck out for nutrition, habit number 2 that you pluck out for fitness, habit number 3, probably the workbook, that you pluck out for your strategic thinking, and then do that consistently for a week. Then, if you feel like you got some good mojo going, then pluck out another habit. If you don't, if you feel like you still haven't implemented those first 3, just go another week, just on those 3. When you feel like you're ready, add another one. And when you feel like you're ready, add another one. So go through that 28-day workbook cycle. In each 7-day period, think, okay, am I ready to add another one of these healthy, successful habits back or not? And if not, cool. Don't overload. You don't have to keep doing more and more and more just because you feel that pressure to do so. We'll get to that point where you are, re-energized and totally re-engaged with the entire success recipe, but it's going to take some time. So let's take a little bridge to get there, and we'll be better off for it. So that is what I want you to think on, and that's what I want you to take action on this week, my friends, because that is how we get out there, and that's how we own it every meal, every workout, every day. I'll see you on the next episode. Hold on just 1 second there. Good looking. I promised you before the show started that I had some more info about the Million Pound Mission Bootcamp, and I am here to deliver that to you. You don't want to miss out. Basically, here's what happened. I have 2 amazing programs I've been running for quite a while now locally with my local clients. The Meltdown Bootcamp, it's my just classic bootcamp format, and then a newer product that I call Push 56. And I thought, you know what? I think it'd be really cool to be able to deliver this to anybody, anywhere. So I combined the 2 products. I reformulated them to put them in an online format, and I'm bringing it to you guys starting in July. It looks like we're going to try to do 1 8-week boot camp per quarter. So the July boot camp will be our kickoff. You can get all the dates, all the info. You can get on the wait list to get first dibs on the roster spots, because I only have a certain amount of coaches, so we cannot take an unlimited amount of people. So go to millionpoundmission.com, millionpoundmission.com, and get all of the details. You're going to love it. It includes workouts, online workouts, also workouts and prescriptions you can do at your gym, at home, body weight, strength training, whatever. It's all in there. Then it also combines a meal plan. You're going to get to select from our clean eating plan, our paleo plan, our keto plan, or intermittent fasting plan, whatever fits your goals, whatever seems like the best fit for you. That's the program we're going to deliver there. And we have accountability built in. You're going to have an option where you can upgrade and get an accountability coach that touches base with you every single day. We've also got group accountability with a private Facebook group and the Push 56 format. You're going to love. I'm going to have a weekly assignment for you to dig in with that brain food, with that strategic thinking, so we quit messing up with those same danger zones that always trip us up. This is going to be a powerful program. Like I said, roster spots will be limited. Go to millionpoundmission.com. Get on the wait list. It doesn't cost anything to get on the wait list. There's no commitment, but you will get first dibs. You'll have a week prior notice when registration opens up for the Million Pound Mission Bootcamp. Check it out.